treat you good.
Gavin, you and I, when we were talking about Sunset Strip, not all that long ago, a month ago maybe, you said that you've always wanted to do this festival, right?
Yeah, I was saying that jealousy is a really negative emotion. I try not to have it ever. But I do remember when we saw that the great Slash was playing here, I was thinking, why aren't we playing it? You know, I had show envy.
And then you beat someone mercilessly, and now you guys are playing.
No, you know what? I forgot about it, and I let it go, and that was a really good lesson for me in how to not be jealous, because you know what? Your time will come.
And now here we are. So what are you guys most excited about the Sunset Strip, you know, for tonight playing?
That's actually Slash calling me, saying he's really excited we're playing.
I'm not calling you a liar. I'm just saying that I could see your phone and it doesn't say Slash on it. I'm just saying that. No, I mean, what do you guys?
Showbiz. We're in Hollywood.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true. So I mean, are you guys most excited about playing this show? Maybe for the bands, the venues, the actual. I don't know.
For each other.
For the free shots, is that what you said?
For each other. No.
Oh, for each other.
After that first 10 records we sold, we were always good for tequila from then on.
All you have to do is sell 10 records and then everything's free after that? So I'm in the wrong business. I'm definitely in the wrong business. I'll give you a second to cool off after that tequila shot, and I will ask you, speaking of being in the wrong business, when you guys got into this business, how did you know that this is what you were going to do, let's say, for the rest of, you know, your lives? Was there one moment where you realized that this was it?
I actually had a dream when I was 16 years old about being surrounded by like 150,000 people on a wooden stage, a festival stage, way before I ever played one or knew what they felt like. And I woke up thinking, oh, this is what I'm going to do. It was like an epiphany.
Did you know how to play any instrument at that point, or did you say, now I have to learn something?
I knew how to play all of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
You were already a child prodigy on everything? It's like,
yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Everybody else?
Hey, Chris.
I tried everything else, but wasn't good at it.
Oh, I pulled it away.
No, you pulled it away.
I do that all the time to him.
He got edited.
No.
He's a radio single now.
I was done anyway, so.
Gavin?
Oh, with the first show I ever played, I remember, is in a real heavy part of South London. And I went out on stage and I thought, I did this show at this pub, and I thought, this is a terrible idea. Why did I ever think I should ever do this? It was horrible. I hated it. But then when I was in Bush and I was doing those shows, it began to feel like the place you could most be yourself would be on stage, and then it just amplifies and it goes through. And now, especially for me, now coming back and we're doing the band, it feels the most complete I've felt ever. You know, I realized that being in Bush, playing with these guys, it feels complete. And anything else that I do feels incomplete. Even like through the solo stuff, through Institute, always felt like going into a fist fight with one arm behind my back. And now I feel I'm in the right time at the right place, especially at the Sunset Strip Music Festival.
Nice plug there. I like that. You know, you just touched on something that you said, you know, on stage is kind of the place that you can be most yourself. And you hear bands and artists say that all the time. Are you really that different of a person off stage than you are on?
No, it's not. No, I'm really myself hanging out. It's not. I don't mean that. What I mean is that if I want to do music, or if I want to go to work, if I want, you know, it's everything outside of like my friends and my family. It makes me feel the most right, I'm doing the right thing. Like whenever I do a movie, for instance, I've only done like a few things, but if I'm ever on acting, I'm enjoying it, but I still feel a bit like I'm betraying part of myself. It's not quite who I am. You know, you're a great DJ, so maybe if you ever went and did something else, if you were filming today, you'd be like, that's cool, I did a great job, and I think my camera works better than his. But at the same time, it's not quite my vocation where I'm good and where I'm at. You know.
That's how Jared feels right now. He feels like he would much rather be doing what we're doing. I think.
I don't mean to hit a nerve, and I'm sorry about that. We're friends. So sorry to bring that up.
So tell us a
friends
little
don't do
bit.
that to friends.
Tell us a little bit about the new song that people have been hearing on 98.7, Sound of Winter.
I think it was an attempt to just make sure that, same with the record, with a whole full length, is that we wanted to have a foot in the Bush world, so that people that like Bush before don't get lost and marooned, and yet people that never heard us before could hear it fresh and be like, that's an interesting band I want to check out. So in a way, that song for me, it epitomizes what we were going for on the record. It's the most, I wouldn't say the lowest common denominator.
Yeah, don't say that.
But at the same time, it's the thread. It's the thread.
Well, this is an interesting question I don't think I've ever talked to you about before. When talking to a band that has a really long history in alternative music or on alternative radio or whatever, do you guys feel like you're making new fans all the time? Do you see really young fans there who you look down and go, they weren't even around when, Razor Blade Suitcase came out or whatever?
I've been looking at them the last month or so we've been playing since I saw you. We've been doing shows. And I love that. And I remember when me and Chris, we did an Institute together. And one thing that struck me about the U2 crowd was the range of ages, the generations. And you realize that actually each record goes for a different generation in a weird way. Not that complete, it's not every 10 years. I'm looking forward to when this record comes out, we can really feel that people are hearing this song, the songs we've done, and be like, and claim the record for themselves. That's what I want to look forward to.
Yeah, I mean, when you bring up U2, you go and see a U2 show now, and it's amazing the amount of parents who bring their kids to those shows, really.
And the kids are trying to avoid the parents probably at the shows.
Yeah, exactly. They go and stand off by themselves.
Yeah, not now, Dad.
Yeah, exactly. Please don't sing Sunday Bloody Sunday in that horrible, horrible voice again. So you were talking about the record coming out. When are we going to see the album in stores?
September 13.
All right, what's it called?
The Sea of Memories.
And you told a story about where that title came from to me before, but all these people, I mean, I'm sure all of them listen to me without fail.
It looks like they really care.
Yeah. So where did that title come from, Sea of Memories?
It just came from the idea that we are all the sum, we're a sum of everything that's happened to us in our past and all the experiences we've had. And in a weird way, I like the idea that, if you look around this room, that each and every person is existing in a little dinghy on a sea of memories, and that every reaction they have to whatever you may say to them, whatever they come across, is conditioned by where they've been, where they come from, who they grew up with, and that fashions their reaction. And I just love that idea that it's really generalized for everybody, that we are all those, we are all not victims of that, but we're all, that makes sense for us all.
Okay, so you and I have never done this before, and that sounds iffy, but here we go. Number one, random questions. Gavin Rossdale, when was the last time that you cried?
I saw a picture in a newspaper of a boy who was kissing his brother goodbye before he went to Afghanistan. It had a picture of him there, top picture of him, and he was crying, holding his brother who's a soldier. And then it showed the next picture below, and it had him kissing his coffin, crying. And that really brought tears to my eyes because I have two sons, and the idea that brother loves brother that much, and I have a personal, serious aversion to sending these kids out to war and these pawns and these huge government games for oil gain and so forth. And so that image, those two images together, made me cry. I couldn't help it.
Way to bring the room down. I thought you were going to say like Toy Story 3 or something. Jeez Louise.
I'm sorry.
Like in Toy Story where they're about to go into the incinerator or something like that, I'll be like, oh, that's funny, me too.
When was the last time you were really driven to cry? What do you
Toy
expect?
Story 3. Oh. I just said it.
No, I've seen it 17 times now. I see every kid's movie so
you're
many times.
You're a dad just like me. I've seen that stupid flick 100 times, and it makes me cry every time at the end.
The only thing I try and promote is to watch Elf and Ratatouille. Those two movies, classic. Elf.
Toy Story 3 is not a bad flick for those of you who haven't seen it. It's really not.
65 times.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. What was the very first piece of music you bought with your own money?
I grew up down the road from a record store, and the first thing I ever bought was Gary Glitter. Was a Gary Glitter thing.
What, Rock and Roll Part 2? That?
Yeah,
Dun,
yeah,
dun,
yeah.
dun,
Oh, I
dun.
Love You, Love.
Dun,
So,
dun, dun.
yeah.
What is your favorite album of all time? You can only pick one.
Never mind the bollocks.
Nice, there you go.
Will I treat you good?